To analyze the rushing performance against the Washington Commanders' defense across the 4 games involving the team shown, the aggregated data reveals a total of 118 rushing attempts for 420 yards, yielding an average of 3.56 yards per attempt, YPA, with 3 touchdowns, TDs, and limited explosive plays. Breaking down by direction, standardized for consistency, excluding non-directional rushes like quarterback, QB sneaks or scrambles, the left end, LE, saw 16 attempts for 54 yards at 3.38 YPA with 0 touchdowns and 1 gain of 10 or more yards. Left guard Josh tackle, LG, had 9 attempts for 28 yards at 3.11 YPA. Middle left, ML, recorded 15 attempts for 44 yards at 2.93 YPA with 1 touchdown. Middle right, MR, featured 19 attempts for 59 yards at 3.11 YPA. Right guard RG showed 13 attempts for 50 yards at 3.85 YPA with 1 gain of 10 plus yards. Right tackle RT had 8 attempts for 10 yards at 1.25 YPA with 1 TD. And right end RE included 7 attempts for 24 yards at 3.43 YPA. Non-directional rushes accounted for 29 attempts and 125 yards at a higher 4.31 YPA, highlighting potential issues with mobile QBs. Grouping by sides, the left side, LE plus LG plus ML, totaled 40 attempts for 126 yards at 3.15 YPA. The right side, MR plus RG plus RT plus RE, had 47 attempts for 143 yards at 3.04 YPA. The middle, ML plus ME, saw 34 attempts for 103 yards at 3.03 YPA. The edges, LE plus ARE, yielded 23 attempts for 78 yards at 3.39 YPA, and off-tackle/guard areas, LG plus RG plus RT, produced 30 attempts for 88 yards at 2.93 YPA. Strengths in the Commanders' run defense include robust containment over the right tackle, RT, with the lowest YPA at 1.25 and occasional negative yards, suggesting strong edge setting on the offensive left. Solid performance in the middle left, ML, at 2.93 YPA, with few big plays. And an overall low team YPA of 3.56, compared to the National Football League NFL norm of around 4.3 alongside just 0.75 rushing TDs per game and only 9 gains of 10-plus yards total. Weaknesses appear around the right guard, RG, with the highest directional YPA at 3.85 and consistent gains, indicating interior line vulnerabilities on the offensive right. Somewhat exposed edges at 3.39 YPA with multiple long gains, possibly tied to average edge defender play. Susceptibility to mobile quarterback threats via non-directional rushes at 4.31 yards per attempt. And higher yards after contact, averaging 2.68 per attempt, across 337 total yards after contact on 118 rushes, pointing to tackling inconsistencies. Drawing from the run defense grades provided by Pro Football Focus, PFF, which span the 4 games and show team totals of 50 tackles, 23 assists, 23 missed tackles, implying a roughly 31% miss rate, and 65 stops, the Commanders exhibit strengths in their linebacker, LB core, where players like Bobby Wagner achieved a 91.4 grade with 11 stops and 0 misses. Frankie Louvu earned 80.1 with 10 stops, and Jordan Magee posted 76.9, reflecting high stop rates and low miss percentages that align with contained middle runs. Certain edge defenders also performed well, such as Dorrance Armstrong at 77.2 with 7 stops and 0 misses, and Javonte Jean-Baptiste at 71.2 with low average depth of tackle, AVDT values, like Von Miller's 1.0 indicating early stops. However, weaknesses are evident in the interior defensive line, DL, with low grades for Darren Payne at 53.6, Jerzon Newton at 53.4, and Jalen Holmes at 48.4, including few stops, e.g., Payne with 0, which correlates to higher YPA in RG and MR areas. Tackling problems persist team-wide with 23 misses, particularly in the secondary, like Marshawn Lattimore's 50.0 miss percentage and Jeremy Reeves's 3.9 AVDT, matching the elevated opponent YCO. Depth issues arise with lower-graded safeties, S, such as Percy Butler at 60.0, and high AVDT allowing post-contact gains, compounded by 13 penalties, 4 declined or offset, that may disrupt stops. Overall, the Commanders' run defense rates as above average, conceding about 105 yards per game with low opponent YPA and limited TDs, bolstered by elite LB play that masks DL deficiencies and effectively limits interior left output. Yet, exploitable gaps in the interior DL and tackling permit vulnerabilities, especially on right guard runs and after contact yards, as seen in higher outputs against teams like the Green Bay Packers, 135 yards, and Atlanta Falcons, 128 yards. Improvements could focus on DL reinforcements and tackling drills, while the edges remain serviceable but risky against speed rushers, consistent with grades highlighting LB strengths offsetting line weaknesses. Pass rush breakdown. The Commanders' pass rush shows solid production with 81 total pressures, 12 sacks, 13 hits, and 56 hurries across 4 games, averaging 3 sacks per game. Key contributors include Darren Payne, D tackle, 11 pressures, 2 sacks, 2 hits, 7 hurries, 76.4 grade, and Dorrance Armstrong, edge, 16 pressures, 3 sacks, 1 hit, 12 hurries, 68.8 grade. Linebackers like Bobby Wagner, 82.4 grade, 3 pressures, and safeties like Quan Martin, 92.0 grade, 3 pressures, add versatility. From external data, they rank mid-tier in pass rush win rates, with veterans like Von Miller providing situational impact. However, edge rush consistency varies, with some players like Mike Sainristil showing low win percent, 0.0%. Coverage breakdown. Coverage grades highlight strong individual performances, but overall vulnerabilities. Top performers include Trey Amos, corner, 99.9 grade, 4 out of 6 receptions allowed for 81 yards, and Noah Igbeneghin, corner, 94.2 grade, 0 receptions. Marshawn Lattimore, corner, 91.5 grade, allowed 11 of 19 for 170 yards. The unit excels in man coverage potential with additions like Amos, but struggles with explosive plays as seen in high yards per reception and low turnover rate, 1 ENT in 4 games. External rankings place them 23rd in pass yards allowed, 229 per game. Comparison with QB pass charts. The Commanders faced varied quarterback performances, allowing an average of 265.5 passing yards per game. Penix. Chart shows strong deep right completes, multiple greens greater than plus 20 yards, with TDs deep and the INT short right, red. Indicates weakness defending deep outside routes. Wilson. Chart reveals many short mid incompletes, whites scattered left center, few deep attempts. Suggests defense pressured effectively to limit yards, but allowed high attempts. Smith. Chart displays balanced completes, with 3 TD blues, deep left mid, short right. Highlights issues containing multi-level attacks. Jordan Love chart features deep completes left right, TD blues mid deep. Mirrors Penix/Smith, exposing deep coverage lapses. Overall charts reveal frequent deep completions, greens, blues greater than plus 10 yards, especially right side, aligning with high yards allowed to Penix, Smith, and Love. Wilson's low output stems from incompletes under pressure, but the defense permitted explosive plays in 3/4 games. Strengths. Pass rush volume. 12 sacks and 81 pressures demonstrate ability to disrupt QBs, supported by interior linemen, Payne, and versatile rushers, Martin, Wagner. External data confirms mid-pack rankings with upside from additions like Kinlaw/Miller. Run defense integration, 12th in rush yards allowed, 100.7 per game. Aiding pass rush by forcing obvious passing downs, first and third down defense at 28.6%. Individual coverage talent, high grades for CBS, Amos 99.9, Lattimore 91.5, suggest potential for shutdown plays, especially in press man schemes. Weaknesses, explosive pass allowance, high yards per receptions, 14.2, and 7 pass TDs reflect struggles with deep balls, as evident in QB charts, multiple deep, Completes/TDS to Penix, Smith, Love. Recent games highlight issues versus strong offenses. Low turnovers, only one interception despite pressures, indicating poor ball hawking. 20th in turnovers last season, trend continues. Inconsistency, pass rush disappears in games like Versus. Falcons, per reports, and coverage allows 72.1% completions, ranking 23rd in pass yards. No dominant edge rusher exacerbates this against mobile QBs.